Hey, Paul here, back with another off-season progress update. Last check-in I think I did was 2 weeks ago. Share with you what I'm up to and how things are progressing. Before we get into that, please take the time to subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it if you would. The YouTube algorithm likes it when you subscribe. They place my videos higher. When you subscribe, I'd really appreciate it if you take the time to do that. Also, if you enjoy the video, hit that like button. If you need to get in contact with me or want to follow me personally, my Instagram handle is below in the description. It's Paul K. Barnett, and my email's down there as well as bigp3rd@gmail.com. All right, so let's dig into it. My current vitals, how my health, everything's holding up right now. My fasted weight actually dropped since the last check-in. I'm down a couple pounds. I think it's just water weight. I don't feel like I've lost any fullness or size. My strength continues to go up, so I'm not worried about it. I'm at 263 now, fasted, dry in the morning, and 268 daytime weight. Last time I was 265, 266, somewhere around there. My resting pulse has been averaging in the low 60s, around 63. My blood pressure has ticked up a little bit. I dropped the aromatase inhibitor. I wanted to see if I could get away with it using 750 test and 600 EQ. Just kind of an experiment. But 123 over 80 is okay. I'll take that. Fasted glucose has been staying below 100, which is usually where I like to be. 99, that's about as good as it gets for me. O2 is still 98. I checked that because, as I mentioned in the last video, I had COVID earlier in the year, January. It's been almost a year now. I get shortness of breath sometimes, and I just, my oxygen levels got pretty low when I had COVID. I just like to check it to make sure they're okay. Hematocrit went down 46.5. I meant to take a screenshot of it or a picture of it because I think people don't believe me with taking that much test in equipoise that my hematocrit stays that low. I don't know, it just does. I don't get high hematocrit like some dudes do. It doesn't really ever seem to change. Every once in a while it'll get up around 50, but I've got a hemoglobin meter, like it's a medical grade one. I check, once a week, something like that, but my hemoglobin was 15.5 the last time I checked earlier in the week. Sleep, I'm still averaging around 8.5 hours of sleep. I do catch a nap, like a half-hour nap every day, something like that. My appetite sucks right now. I'm pretty deep into the off season. It's hard. There's only so much chicken and rice a fucking person can eat, to be honest with you. But I keep hammering it down. How I'm feeling, my last check-in, my shoulder was kind of beat up. I have a partially torn labrum, and I had dislocated I wouldn't say a full dislocation. My shoulder popped out of socket a little bit doing chin-ups about a month ago, and it was pretty tender for a while. It seems to be getting better. Allergies are a fucking mess, but that's just me in the winter. Strength has been up, and I've got contest prep starting. It's around the corner in 8 weeks, so not far away. It's hard to believe it's that close. Progress Pics. This is where I'm at right now. I'm pretty bloated up. I mean, bloated and hairy. That's where I'm at right now. Nice and full. I picked up some good size this year. I mean, I'm up. I think I told you guys I am up 85 pounds or 80 or so pounds from contest prep, or from my contest weight. I mean, I'm definitely carrying more body fat, but I don't think it's anything terrible. I should step on stage next year considerably heavier than what I did last year. I got too depleted last year. I know that. I tried to push too hard to get even more cut, but I should be heavier on the stage. I'm hoping I'll, be 215, 220 on stage this year. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, current supplements super supplements. Actually, this is incorrect. I'm about 10 weeks into the blast now. I forgot to change that. Nothing much. Well, a little bit changed since the last time. I'm still doing 750 milligrams of test, 600 milligrams of equipoise. I added 225 milligrams of NPP per week about 2 weeks ago. So far, so good with that. I mainly did that to help with my sore shoulder, help lead my joints up a little bit and get a little strength in this last mesocycle or last cycle of my, my blast. 6 units of GH every day. That's split in morning and evening doses, 3 in the morning, 3 in the evening. 1,000 milligrams of metformin. I dropped that down from 1,500. Metformin kind of upsets my stomach sometimes, so I pulled it back a little bit. Doesn't seem to have negatively affected my fasting glucose. Anybody who's used metformin knows what metformin can do to your stomach. I lowered the berberine as well from 1,500 to 1,000 milligrams per day. Berberine can also fuck your stomach up too. Using X-Forge for blood pressure, I'm taking half a pill, not the one with the diuretic in it. There's no diuretic in this one. Using Humalog on the high days as needed. I will do a video up at some point on my insulin protocol. Guys keep asking me. But basically, I let my blood sugar dictate my insulin use. So I target trying to keep my glucose on the high days below 100 and above 70. So, try to get it down as close to 70 as possible. So we'll use whatever Humalog is necessary for that. Right now, I'm somewhere between 8 and 10 units every other meal on the high days to accomplish that. I take 25 units of Lantus basal long-lasting insulin pre-bed every day. That is more for to drive appetite a little bit and to help with my take pressure off my pancreas since I'm eating a ton of carbs. I don't know how much size benefit you get out of that, but it's more for long-term health type things. When you're pounding that many carbs, it puts a lot of stress on the beta cells in your pancreas and trying to take a little pressure off of them so I don't burn myself out. Current diet, it's the same as it was the last time. Nothing's changed. On my low days, I am at about 3,000 calories, 300 grams of protein, 300 grams of carb, 60 grams of added fat. That is one thing with Justin's diets. This is added fat, so that's not counting the fat in the meat. The 10 grams you see on here, this is added fat. So it would be olive oil, peanut butter. I try to use omega-6 fats, peanut butter, avocado oil, avocados, things like that. Medium days, my typical training days, I am doing about 3,800 calories. Somewhere in that range, 4,000 calories, 330 grams of protein, 555 grams of carbs, and 28 grams of added fat on those days. My high day, which I have a cheat meal for meal 4, as you see on here, which is actually the last meal of the day for me, which would be meal 6 actually. Is a cheat meal. So the calories are probably higher than this on the high day, but I do 2 high days per week. If I followed the diet without the cheat, it would be about 4,600 calories. But I usually have I think the cheat, I had the same thing last 2 times. I had 4 McDoubles from McDonald's for both of my cheats. I love McDonald's. Don't ask. But the McDoubles are something like 370 calories a piece. So 4 of them, about 1,500 calories. So you can look on here. So I'm probably closer to 5,500 calories on those high days. So twice a week. That's pretty much where the diet is at. If you notice here on the high day, there are no added fats on the high day, and my protein sources are as low fat as I possibly can get them. The idea here is, since we're pounding insulin on those days, any excess fats that we have in the diet are most likely going to be stored as adipose. So we do not want that. So we're trying to shift the nutrient partitioning and storage towards glycogen storage, which is why we stick with just carbs as much as possible and keep the fats as low as possible. Current training, same split: push, legs, pull, off. I had a little bit of a bug or something this past weekend. I did miss a leg day. That's the first time I've missed the gym in a while. Rep scheme right now is nothing to failure. I follow a Renaissance periodization style program. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can check it out on the Renaissance periodization website. Dr. Mike Israetel, I follow one of his programs. In the current phase I'm in, we are doing 8 to 10 reps on compound movements, 12 to 15 on isolation movements. It's all high volume stuff, nothing to failure. I'm at peak volume right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I should be coming up to the end of the cycle here in the next 2 weeks, but I'm thinking I might, well, we'll see. Sometimes the wheels fall off at the end. You do that and you take a deload, but I'm thinking I might push it out another week or two, see if I can eke another week or two. And then I'm probably going to pull back after that for about 4 weeks before I start contest prep. Just pull the volume back just to let my body heal, give myself a break. And so I'm fresh for contest prep to make that push for contest prep. I think last year I went into contest prep straight off of having COVID, and I don't know. I just don't think it set me up well. And then I tried to, I spent a month trying to make up for training and just push myself. And I don't know. I just feel like I was behind the 8 ball the entire prep, which is probably why I was so stringy and not my best at the end. Cardio right now, 12 minutes of HIIT 4 times per week. That's just for cardiovascular health. This has nothing to do with fat burning. It's not there for that reason. It's just to keep my blood pressure in check, keep me from having a heart attack. Anyway, let's see. Plans. Actually, this has changed. I forgot to update this. So I have about 2 to 4 weeks left. Then I'm probably going to cruise about 4 to 6 weeks. I think I'm going to change that. I'm going to push this blast a little bit longer than what I normally would. Do a cruise with the gear for about 4 to 6 weeks down on TRT. Get my health checked, my blood work done, and then contest prep would start I think around the 17th, somewhere of February. If the show that I'm going to do, I'm going to plan on, right now the plan is to do the DC Pro-Am if everything permits, my health permits, everything lines up. So that's the plan right now. But so contest prep would start in mid-February. If they push it back later, it would be March or whatever. But right now I think they said that the show's going to be the first weekend in June. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section if you have any questions. If you haven't already, push that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please, I beg you, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Have a great day.